Hi, my name is Rose. I'm with Loom Crochet. I'm giving you some basic information that you might need for your projects or any crochet project on or off a loom. Many times I'm asked, so what supplies do I need and what do I actually use? I'm confused where to start. Well, let me give you a quick tutorial on what you need. First of all, you need to relax. You need to be patient and you need to be able to concentrate. So always relax. Exercise your fingers, mentally be prepared. But other than that, things you can get at the store or may already have around the house, of course, is a pair of scissors. Scissors are always important, and a sharp one, sharper, better. And if you can only use them for cloth or yarn, perfect. So setting that aside, we're going to focus on the size of crochet hooks. Now, a lot of people say, so what do I know? Which do I use? For beginners, I always recommend with yarn H, I, or J. Now here's H. H is kind of the middle of the road. That's why I always recommend it. And on the side, it should say in that little indentation area, can't see it well on the camera, but it says H. It'll say size. It might say millimeters. If you don't know how that converts, there's conversion charts on the internet. Just go ahead and Google 5 millimeters equals what size, and it'll tell you. That's I, it's a little bit bigger, and J is bigger yet. So as you can already probably figure out, the smaller this one is a smaller one. That is an E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L. So the larger the lettering, the larger the hook. Now, you have these two little ones down here. Now, if you're a person that is interested in working with thread, this is what you would use for your thread project. They have a very little hook at the end, which catches the thread better and leaves it tighter. So these two little ones, and there's even smaller than that if you want to go into real fine threads. But as a beginner, I don't recommend you start with thread. This, for instance, says 3.5 millimeter. So I'd have to look up an actual size for that. But for thread, you want to use the tiny, tiny hooks. And also that's probably after you have a little more experience. Now the E would give you a smaller look, and you'd use it with finer yarns. The F is the same. Now when you get into the G, you can start using that one pretty much with your 4-ply acrylic yarn, common yarns. So if you're working with silks, it would probably be a smaller hook also. So it all depends on where you start. Once again, as a beginner, I recommend that you start with a 4-ply. That's your most common yarns to find, and H, I, or J. Now when you get up to K, each time you increase, your stitch will increase in volume and it'll also increase in look. So if you're looking for a finer look, stay with the smaller ones. If you're looking for a chunky look, go with the larger ones. And I have two here that are rather unique. This one is a metal one. It has no size on it, but it would be pretty much equivalent to a K. Now it's long. There are certain patterns out there that require that you maintain loops and then you draw through all the loops at once. This can probably hold up to 15 loops without falling off the end. Now there's other ones like for Tunisian crochet that actually have like a cap here. So your yarn does not fall off the end if you get too many loops going on. This one, if metal is a problem for you for any reason, this one's a plastic one. So they do come in plastic. And this one has little grooves on the end. I don't know if you can see that on camera. but these little grooves keep the yarn from falling off as well. It would catch in there before it falls off. Those are used for specialty patterns. Tunisian crochet is one of them. Now it's also a good idea to have a needle of some sort. So if you want to hide any ends, you can use regular needles. I just suggest that you have one that has a large eye in it. This one has a large eye. Mine seem to be long needles. Yeah, I can weave them deep down and further. And this one also. Now this happens to be a homemade needle that was someone made for me, and it works out really nice. It's got a big hole in it. It's sturdy. It's long. Then you have your common tapestry needle, they call it. It's got the extremely large eye, which is very good as well, but it is fatter at the end. So if you're trying to work it through someplace, that might not go through for you. But give them a try. Have them on hand. Any large-eyed needle would be recommended, and because you want to be able to get your yarn through it easily. Now I also have some specialty crochet hooks. This has no particular size. It is, of course, larger than even the N. These were handmade as well by my husband. It was a special request. I said I need something that's not on the market. I need sizes that aren't on the market because I was working on specialty items. And so he came up with that one. Then I got into making scarves, the 5-minute scarves, or making scarves in a half hour. So I said, okay, I want them large and loopy so I can work with at least 4 colors at once. So I'm working 4 colors of yarn at once. And so he made this one, which will make a scarf in a half hour, if I'm uninterrupted, that is. So it's this one. This is larger than any on the market. But if you happen to have a friend or anyone that knows how to work with wood, is willing to make you one, don't say no, because they're just kind of fun. Now then, he even went bigger than that. This one's like an inch across. So this is definitely not on the market, unless you can find somebody specially that's selling them one at a time on the internet. But this particular one, I can actually crochet maxed out 8 colors at once, which makes those scarves very loopy, very colorful, and it does take a little bit to work with because your yarn, you have to have an organization for your yarn or it'll end up all tangled. So this is an advanced one. I just wanted to show you the possibilities. But if you're a beginner out there, basically just need H, I, or J in the hooks. Brand name, they vary a little bit on how the hook comes down. If you can see this one, these are kind of my personal favorites, my go-to. It has, you can see how the hook is on that one, where it connects at the very end. It kind of has a deeper groove to it. This one, the next one up here, has not quite as deep as groove. It's got more of a rounded groove. Everybody has their own preference. I would suggest that you just start with one, and if you go, well, that one's not really for me, let me try that one. If somebody has one you can borrow and just play with, so you don't have to spend any money on hooks, or go to your local thrift store. There's usually quite a few there, and where you can get a variety and decide which brand name you like the most and which one works for you. That's my tips for today, and I hope you learned something about what you need to get your project started and learn how to crochet. And I know you can do it, and enjoy and relax. And I'll catch you next time. Thank you.